What's up, guys? Welcome to a little Monday Morning Madness. I'm going to take a look at what happened Friday, Saturday, Sunday in the NBA. We're looking at Friday night right now. Celtics got 129, 102 dub. Easy win for them. Detroit's awful. They only have 12 wins in the season. Celtics have 11-game lead in the East. Thunder, big win over Toronto. Toronto's also awful. 23 wins in the year. Thunder keep their first, second seed alive hopes in the West. I don't see them falling behind first or second seed. So New Orleans stays hot. They've been playing great basketball lately. Miami, 88 points. That's tough. Miami's been struggling all year with Jimmy Butler back. People thought they were going to make a run, but it looks like it's not happening. Cleveland, they're struggling lately as well. They blow a game to Minnesota, a Minnesota team that's not even with all their stars. So lately, there's been a trend I'm seeing in the NBA. The refs have been letting the players play a little harder on defense without all the foul calls, and you can kind of see it in some of these scores. You know, if you look, the first time I've seen teams scoring below 100 in a long time. It's actually nice to see. It's kind of refreshing. You can see here, Detroit held the 102, Toronto 103, Miami 88, Cleveland 91. And look at this, Memphis Spurs. Both these teams are awful, but both teams scored below 100 points. I haven't been paying attention a lot lately to final scores. Across seeing what's less than 100, but I haven't seen this very much. I definitely haven't seen two teams score below 100 in what feels like a long time. So, Warriors lost a huge game to Indiana. The reason I say it's huge is because they have no room in the standings at all. If we go to the standings here live Monday morning, Golden State's in the 10th spot, now 3 games behind Los Angeles, where last week they were tied. So they've just been playing awful basketball. They can't seem to get it together. Clippers beat Portland, and Portland's one of the worst teams in the league. That's not an impressive win for them. I think this was a game where James Harden tried to block his own teammate. Freaking clown. And then the Lakers, who have been playing better basketball and might even get out of the play-in spot if they continue to win down the stretch. They beat Philly. Philly's been struggling after getting... they played pretty good basketball after losing Embiid, but they've been struggling, definitely struggling since. We're going back up. Let's check out Saturday night. Pretty sure Saturday night was a pretty lame roundup of games. Nets held the 93. New York gets a much-needed win in the East. Sacramento beat the Magic. These two teams, I would say, are on similar levels. 109, 107. Close game there. Atlanta, 132. Charlotte, 91. God, Charlotte's bad. 17 wins. That's pathetic. So you got Charlotte with only 91 points. It's kind of a useless game. Toronto, they lose to Washington. That's actually pretty embarrassing. Washington's terrible. Celtics, you get an easy win over the Bulls. Chicago's playing decent basketball, but Celtics are too powerful. They're a beast. 147, Houston, high scoring night over the Jazz, 119. Phoenix, 131, 106 over the Spurs. It's going to be interesting. I think Wemby's the future of the NBA. Denver 114-111 over Portland. That's A 3-point win over one of the worst teams in the league. None of these games I thought were interesting Saturday night. Important in the standings for sure in the West, but not necessarily riveting games. Sacramento, Orlando was probably the best game Saturday night to watch. Sunday night, weekend roundup. You got New Orleans over Detroit. Again, Detroit, 12 wins in the year. It's unbelievable how bad some of these teams are. Clippers have been struggling lately. They lose to Philly without Embiid. Clippers look like a pretender at this point, not a contender. Miami over Cleveland. Milwaukee. This was a surprising game right here. Last night, I was very surprised when I saw the final 118 over 93. It's nice to see Milwaukee kind of get a signature win. OKC's definitely a good team. Shea went 0 for 3 from 3. Only had 2 assists, 3 rebounds. So Shea had an off night. Chet missed all 5 of his threes, and 1 for 10. So Chet had an awful game. I would say, let's see. Giannis was back. There's the reason. It's nice to see him come back after a few game hiatus. I think he just took some time off, which is probably BS. Now whenever players are taking time off, you got to wonder if they're getting stabbed with a needle. Anyways, Giannis, 30 points. Dame, 11 points on only 12 shots. Look at this, man. Giannis is so efficient. 18 shots, 30 points. Dame, 12 shots, 11 points. Yikes. Still an easy win. Let's take a look at the rest of Sunday. Warriors blow another game to Minnesota. We need to talk about this one. This one's just got me shaking my head about Steve Kerr again. Lakers, huge win. Moving them further up in the standings. I believe they're in the 9th spot, but they are like 1 or 2 games away from taking over the 8th spot in the West. So the Lakers moving up. They might realistically do it how everyone's playing, going down the stretch, about a dozen games to go or less. The game I need to talk about right here is this Warriors game. 114-110 loss to Minnesota. This is a game they should have won and they could have won. Guys, you got to let me know what you think of Steve Kerr. I know they just gave him an extension, which leaves me shaking my head. I think he's been coaching horrible the last couple of years. But he didn't play Steph for like 10 straight minutes. I forget exactly. We'll have to find out exactly how many minutes it was. But only played him 30 minutes. And Steph was having a great game. He went to the bench with a lead in the third quarter, and he stayed on the bench, coming back not until like 6 minutes left in the fourth. And by that point, Minnesota was hot. They were on a roll, and they had the lead. I don't know. Steve Kerr, 10 games to go, and you're barely in the fucking playoff spot. Why are you resting Curry? He'll get plenty of rest in the offseason if you guys don't make a run here at the end of the year. Clay, off night from 3 for 11. That's not going to cut it. Anyone have a standout game? Not really. But that's a game you got to win. Minnesota. Yeah. Nobody, again, no one had an incredible game. So, Golden State literally leaves me sitting here shaking my head. You got to win that. You got to win this game. You got to put Steph in there. You know, if you want to give him a break to start the fourth, a minute. You know, get him in there. If you get a lead, you can take him out at the end of the game. You know, rest him at the end. Like, what the fuck? So that's your weekend Friday, Saturday, Sunday, guys. We can peek at the standings again. Oh, yeah. Here's an article I just want to quickly show you. Steve Kerr defends Steph Curry's low minute total after loss. Subbed out of the game with 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Didn't re-enter until a little over 6 minutes left. That's like 20 minutes in real time sitting on the bench. That's not good. No one needs that much rest. If you guys don't know, basketball is 48 minutes. Lots of timeouts, lots of breaks, lots of foul throws, lots of timeouts, halftime breaks, quarters, shooting free throws, booth reviews. 48 minutes we're talking about. All right. And out of that 48, you got your best player, one of the best players in the world, only playing 30 minutes. This is a joke. All right. This is a joke. They need the wins. It's crazy. It's almost like the NBA doesn't want Steph to win anymore. I don't even want to hear what you have to say anymore, Kerr. I used to really appreciate him and really respect him. And as a Golden State fan, I no longer think the team's behind him in a way they used to be. I think they question this man a lot now. Gentlemen, ladies, anyone else watching, thank you so much. Click like, click subscribe, tell a friend, leave a comment, tell me what you think. Who you looking forward to seeing in the playoffs? Who's your favorite?
With me, obviously, you're comparing it to last game and the normal rotation. Like, I want to play as many minutes as I'm fresh and able to. So a little bit, knowing that they were just going on a run, the league was kind of wailing away. So, we played the whole fourth quarter and then against Indiana. Didn't work out. This didn't work out. So we got to find somewhere in the middle.
Steve has mentioned wanting to keep you around 30 to 32 with, how compact the schedule is, and really said how much of a burden you've had the last 15 years, really, with this franchise. I mean, I know it's a conversation we've had plenty, but I mean, can you only play 30 to 32 right now, considering what's at stake?
The situation will define itself pretty clearly, and it is in kind of real time. So every game matters. We're inching closer to the other end of the standings that we never thought we'd be in. So nobody's going to wave the white flag and say, you're mailing it in. And if that means playing more minutes, then I'll be ready to do that.
Kind of alluding to it